All right, so it's really quite a challenge trying to get across the whole concept of pattern betting in particular, progressive betting in general, because the casinos are amazingly adept, very very efficient at constantly putting out the disinformation that their games are essentially unbeatable, and therefore the best thing for you to do is to have a wonderful time losing, because you pretty much inevitably win very rarely and lose mostly. And if you watch the so-called professionals in the gambling channels on YouTube, you will know that that's exactly how it is. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick version of this, just flying through this very quickly, because one of the most important things about pattern betting is the don't bend over rule, as I like to call it, which means basically when the pressure's on, when the bets are climbing, when you're getting close to the table limit, when you feel uncomfortable, threatened, challenged, stressed, whatever, get out of there. Go to another game. Take your down, which is the amount that you're in the hole, and your out, which is the value of your next bet. Take it with you, and when you resume play, start at those levels. So anyway, let's just fly through this very quickly. Um, as usual, I've forgotten I have to click somewhere on this before it'll do what I want. Okay, this is just as anybody who's been with me for a while will recognize this. It's just the current front page, as I call it, the list of baccarat games, shoes that I've played, and the wins versus the losses. And it's pretty obvious looking at that there are what, 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, a couple of which were large, but even the largest ones were overtaken by bigger wins later on, and so it went. Blackjack loss here. The whole idea is that, okay, you start at blackjack if you like, and you get into trouble. You get to the table limit, or you get to a limit that you set, and you just pull out, get out of there, take your down and out with you, and go to another game, which for me is usually baccarat. So there we go, 3,363 losses. Finally, baccarat turns everything around, or pattern betting turns everything around at baccarat, and it's a session win of 6,672. Next time, let's see, losses at blackjack 7,025, baccarat recovery 11,650, session win of 4,625 in about 22 minutes. Not too shabby. Next one. Well, you can read this stuff as easily as I can read it out loud, so I'll just go down through it one by one so you can see what I'm talking about. But all of this is based on all the years that I spent gambling regularly, or playing, as I preferred to think of it, regularly, in casinos in Nevada while I lived there. And I just saw so much bad play, so much incompetent, self-destructive, stupid, crazy, dumbass play. And I always had to sort of stop myself from stepping in or saying anything, because it's none of my business. And the most important thing is, if the idiot wants to lose his money, if the fool wants to go bankrupt, it's his money, his choice. Here we go. 5,250, turned that around in 23 minutes. 4,475, about half an hour. I'm not exactly sure about the session lengths here, but they're very rarely more than about 25 minutes. So you should be getting a flavour by now of how it works. And then down the bottom, there are actually occasionally wins at blackjack. But the thing is that I won't play the game if it doesn't feel right. And to all of you out there who say, well, simulations are not the same as the real thing, it's nonsense to say that, and I think that most of the people who know anything about these games know how stupid that is. If you've got any kind of a strategy, you should always test it at simulations, as long as you have tested the simulation first and have satisfied yourself that it's accurate and fair and responsible and not sort of in any way, there's no possibility of manipulating it, there's no possibility of knowing in advance what's coming, all of those things. This, of course, is how these shoes look when sort of placed into Excel. You know, you've got some serious dips there, but what does it come down to? It comes down to a very successful set of sessions. So anyway, go back up through this. And all I can do is put this stuff in front of you and say, look, I'm really sorry. I'm not a brilliant teacher. I do have something important to get across, though, and that is that when the casinos tell you, when a dealer or a pit boss or whatever tells you, don't bet progressively, it's a really bad idea, they don't give monkeys about your bankroll or your welfare or your future or your fiscal efficacy or any of those fancy bloody terms. What they care about is their bottom line. And if they see somebody consistently betting progressively, then they know that their bottom line is about to be or has already been threatened. The most important thing is that when you win your target, whatever it is, when you cover your down with a decent profit, drop back to the minimum bet. Don't get greedy. Don't be stupid. Greed is a terrible, terrible thing for anybody playing in a casino. Stupidity is a terrible thing. Lack of a decent-sized bankroll is a terrible thing. Getting shit-faced on so-called complimentary cocktails is a terrible thing. Being tired, being in any way off your game, don't do it. Please don't do it. As I say, I saw so many horror stories in all my years in Nevada, and all I want to do is just say to people, look, just follow this really, really simple strategy, and it is so ridiculously simple, it's almost embarrassing. I mean, basically all you do is you apply something that I call 3-play, which is you will double 3 times. As soon as you fail 3 times, you'll either move from where you are or you will drop your bet. Try not to drop to an amount which is less than 1/5 of your down. So if you've got a down of 1,000, bet 200 in the drop zone, as I like to call it. And yes, I use these buzzwords and sort of, I don't know, so just to try and get the message across, that's all. You know, I've got so many of them. I mean, there's hop, skip, there's jump, there's gag, which means get up and go. It's all in the videos that I've been putting up. But I do see from the response that I'm getting to the videos that I'm not doing a very good job of getting the message across. So I'm trying a slightly different way. I'm using good old, what's this slideshow thing called? Something or other. It's a Microsoft thing. PowerPoint. I like it. Anyway, quick whiz through, back through, back through, back through, back through, back through, back through. And I promise you, this is all very, very carefully, what's the word? Curated, looked after. There should be about 8 there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's eight rollover instances. And I don't know. I don't think I even need to cover it again because what can I tell you? You know, just double up 3 times. Watch the demos. I do recommend that you watch the demos. I'm not making any money at this. I'm not selling anything. I'm not getting anything from Google because they don't start paying you any money until you've got at least 10,000 subscribers. And you need an awful lot of hits as well. You need an awful lot of likes. You need... But all these guys who are doing this stuff on YouTube they're all selling lousy play. They all have that in common. It's really scary. It's really worrying because, you know, it's amazing to me. I mean, somebody like Vegas Matt who does nothing but gamble, every time he goes to a table game like baccarat or blackjack or roulette or whatever, he behaves as if it's the very first time. And there's a script that the casinos expect us to follow. They expect us to be stupid. They expect us to be underfunded. They expect us to get drunk. They expect us to believe the absolute, flat-out, blatant, bald-faced lie that table limits are there for the comfort and protection of players. They are not. I promise you, they are not. They are there to stop people from spreading wide, which means betting progressively. They exist for only that reason. So don't listen to the Wizard of Odds, Mike Shackelford, when he comes out with crap about, it's there for the comfort and convenience and protection and blah 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 of players. Utter BS. And it's disappointing to hear that kind of stuff coming from him. But on the other hand, he works for the casinos. So does Vegas Matt. So does everybody else who's got something going on out there. Brandon O'Brien, Mr. Handpay. I think probably Jason Bulkey is the most blatant of the shills, because he's got this whole thing going where I will be your host, I will blah, 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 whatever, and all that stuff. Oy, oy, oy. But just protect yourself. That's all I'm saying. Give pattern betting a chance. Check the rules. Check the demos. Give it a shot, because losing is no fun at all. Next time.